Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a smack addict. You know, we're back at it. We're going to do what we do. As you can tell by this thumbnail right here, we're talking about not other people. You know, being in YouTube, in the YouTube world, you're a content creator. You talk about stories, breaking news, things of that nature, such and so forth. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. At the end of the day, man, you're always talking about something. But I'm going to talk about myself, you know. I'm going to tell you a little story, a few war stories, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you how I got my tattoos, where I got them, why I got them, the reasonings behind them, the meanings, things of that nature. You know, in prison, people get a lot of tattoos. People get a lot of tattoos generally in life nowadays. It's commonplace. We've talked about that in other videos, but I'm going to tell you in a menudo style, in a direct fashion, about my tattoos. Exactly why I got them. The cover-ups, the bullshit, the cagada, the ones I love, the ones I hate. And we're going to do it in that fashion. If you're interested, stick right here, because we're going to get into it. If not, hasta la bye-bye. You know what I mean? Bang, bang. So tattoos. I think I got my first tattoo when I was, believe it or not, 9 years old. 9 years old. I remember going down to the homeboy Beto's house, rest in peace, and my boy BB's house, their brothers, in Beechwood, Merced, California, right? I remember going there and fucking, my boy calling me. He's like, hey, I got something to show you. I got something to show you. Let's keep bombing on, right? Walk down Meadow Brook Road and follow the Yellow Brick Road. Follow the Yellow Brick Road. I was going to Munchkin Land because I was about to fucking be a little munchkin and do some bad deviant shit, right? I thought I was a lollipop kid. So I get there. And when I get there, he shows me a tattoo gun. Now, at first, I didn't even know what it was. What is that, bro? He's like, it's a tattoo gun. Let's get tattoos. So, of course, we had seen the movie American Me by now. We had seen Boys in the Hood. We had seen Menace to Society. I think we had seen it. But things had came out, and we thought we were gangsters, little gang members. We were already in the mix. We seen homeboys with big old rochas. You know what I mean? They were whipping. They were already in 81 cutties, dipping, you know what I mean? Diamond tuck type shit. So we thought if for no other reason, we'll get a little tattoo so we can fit in. We can get in where we fit in. And my boy's like, you do one on me and I'll do one on you. So I said, fuck you. I done in that fashion. And I remember I put Salas real big on his arm. That was his last name, Salas. I put it, and believe me, I was digging him out. Right? Just getting it. And I remember it took me so long to do the tattoo that we were end up watching American Me that night and crashing out. Now, what I didn't know and what I've come to find out in the morning was that he hadn't forgot. You know what I mean? Tit for tat. You do yours and I'll, you know what I mean? I'll do mine on you. So I'm crashed out and I wake up to fucking the most excruciating pain I ever felt in my life on my finger right here. And I jump up. If you could tell, if you look close, my finger is green. Now, I don't know if you could tell right there, but look at my finger. The lighting might fuck it up, but it's actually a green finger. You know what I mean? It's crazy when I look at my finger, you turn to green. Charlie, that's not me. It's something, right? I like playing jokes on it, but trip out. So what happened was his mother used to have diabetes at this time, so she used to have diabetes. You know, she used to have diabetes put up so she could do her insulin or whatever the case may be, whatever her thing was, her medication. Rest in peace to Connie. And he decided that for no other reason, he would fill it up with tinta, fill it up with tattoo ink, and inject it into my finger to tattoo my whole finger. Well, that happened. He actually injected it into my finger. It tattooed my whole finger, made my finger black. He hit the bone. I jumped up to the ceiling, cracked my shit on the ceiling. We had to go to the hospital and they had to cut me right here. I have a little cut right here and they had to drain it. And ever since then, my finger's been green. I got the green finger. I got the stinky finger. That was my very first experience with the tattoo. Right there, it was at that exact moment I should have said, fuck a tattoo and do it pushing, right? But of course, like a baboso, I didn't. I decided that if for no other reason, I'm gonna get another one. And I went on my forearm right here and I got an XIV, which you can't see anymore, you know, over the years. I got sleeved down, I got a lot of tattoos, but if you look close, you can still see an XIV there. And that was my first 14. That was my first symbolization of what I was representing, where I was from, the cause that I believed in, and forever forward. So I was getting pinta bound. Definitely I was going pinta bound. I was striving, and that's what it was. So I ended up getting incarcerated in the California Youth Authority, and I go to Fred C. Nellis. And in Fred C. Nellis, everybody was doing stick and poke when I first got there. We didn't have action at tattoo guns, and probably we were so young, none of us knew how to make them anyways. But we get there and we decide, like I've said in other stories, that for no other reason, we should get these eye busters, man, these tattoos over our eyes to let everybody know where we're from. So of course I got a 14 over my eye. I got a 14 over my eye. Several homeboys got XIVs. There was vatos with 13, bulldog paws. Everybody was representing where they were from. Crips, Hoover, Latin Kings. I seen a little bit of everything. 18th Street. And everybody was repping. You know, everybody was definitely representing what their affiliation was. And that was the first tattoos that I seen. It was a lot of gang symbolization. I seen vatos with sur on the back of their head, vatos with norte over their eye, bulldogs with perros on their face. And it wasn't like everybody was getting fucking a charra or Aztec work or some type of symbolization for the raza. See, at that time I think you got your fools mixed up. We were all mixed up. You know, our first love, our first passion, our first dedication was to the gang and to the affiliation we were representing. Now, I'm not saying anything was wrong with that at that time, but I'm saying that's where we were at with it. You know, this was the early 90s. The gang banging was fucking prevalent. It was real. You know what I mean? It was real life. That's all you cared about was your hood, and your dedication by far was up to par. And that's what it was. So of course I got the 14 on my eye. I didn't get too extensive with it. I remember the homeboy goes, let's put Norteño Vida. And I said, nah, I ain't gonna do all that. So I ain't gonna look like I have fucking eyebrows this big. We'll do a little 14 and bang, bang. We'll do it in that fashion. So we did that. And I remember putting an F14 on his eye. He was a Fresno Perro. And he's got a lot of respect out there. Shout out to K9, you know, the Pleasant Street, Northside Fresno. But anyway, he was doing his thing. And that was my first fucking really tattoos. Of course, now I get older. I ended up going to Carl Holton, and there was a few homeboys that could tattoo there. And I started getting tatted down, man. I think the first one I got was my Canala's name across my chest. Why I did that, I can't call it like an alcoholic. I thought it would look cool. Everybody was getting all the tattoos right here. Rock and roll gangster. Yes, I'm dreaming of you tonight. Orale Salinas. Everybody was getting different tattoos right here. So I thought if my necklace should be Mi Canalas, and then I got their names. Of course, that's covered up now, you know, because it was all fucked up. The work wasn't that good. But at that time, the homeboy Rascal from Sonho, from Palmas, was getting down. So everybody got tatted down. And a lot, like I said, they continued. You know, as a youth, it continued to a lot of gang tattoos. I got Merced busting across my stomach. And just different things. XIVs all over me. Huelga birds. Like I said, I got 8 different Huelga birds on my body. And that's just what it was. Now, were they earned? Were they deserving? At that time, I felt they were. You know, at that time, I felt they were. I didn't know the whole rules and regulations. I hadn't been in prison, so I didn't know, you know, in prison what you have to do to achieve certain steps or certain tattoos or certain work, right? I didn't know anything about that. All I knew was I was a youngster, man. I was fucking fighting Southsiders all the time in Nellis. I was putting in work. I was doing what I had to do, and I was fully dedicated to the cause. So I deserved a little Huelga here and there, you know? And either way, I had them on me. Whether I earned them or not, they were there, you know, and I would have to deal with the repercussions eventually if that day ever came. It never came. No one ever tripped off me. By that time, I was already someone of status, or I was someone, you know, that was respected within the game. So I was cool. But I understand that some people did go through them hardships, and I feel for them. Now, as I got older, as I went to prison, I was always in the wheel. You know, a lot of the times I was in the hole. The county jail, we ain't got no tattooing going on, at least not when I was there, man. There wasn't nothing going on. Motherfuckers was too worried about doing burpees than doing any tattoos. But as I got to prison, I remember getting to Tracy, and some people, there was a tattoo gun floating around. Some people were getting down. But you kind of want to wait until you know someone that could really get down, someone that does good work. You don't just want to get work from any fucking Johnny come lately. Hey, Sasuke, I'm going to hook you up. Next thing you know, you have Pee Wee Herman fucking a clown on your neck, you know what I mean? Talking about, hey, welcome to Pee Wee's Playhouse, Mecca like a high, Mecca hiney ho. You know what I mean? Nah, fuck that. You want to get some good work, you know, portraits. And so you find someone that's good on the yacht, and I believe they're gonna charge you. You know what I mean? You're gonna pay at least $150 to $200 for a sleeve, $500 for a chest piece. That's just how it is. But the best thing is to do is to wait. And I waited. You know, I waited for a long time. And also what happened is over the years, I started to develop my hand with tattooing too. You know, I came across a tattoo gun, and I started to practice on homeboys, practice on my legs. And I ended up, you know, getting a good hand, getting a light hand, being all right with tattooing, not being the best, not being the greatest, but learning the trade, learning the skill, and being able to do it. I've always been artistic. It's always been my thing. So I was able to get down with the tat work. So I did a lot of my arm. You know, I did a lot of my arm. I was able to get a lot of this done. A lot of demon stuff, of course. A lot of fucking, you know, just old school tat work. I did this hand right here. A lot of black and gray. I got mostly all black and gray. Just a lot, a little bit of everything, you know, soldiers and soldados, and what it is, what it was, man. I still got space back here because I wasn't able to reach back there, right? So I did a lot of my left arm, a lot of my right arm. You know, of course, I got the hood, hairy ass arms. I got also a lot of this symbolization, a lot of this tat work, right, was done by the homeboy Mono, from Sajo, and by the homeboy Beto from Merced, Westside Merced. They're the ones that, you know, got down with that. A lot of it's all right off the dome work. And then, of course, my chest plate was done by a vato named Caballo, the Orange County. He wasn't a gang member. He wasn't a Sureño. He was just the Orange County. He was not even like a resident, just a vato that was from Orange County. And it was Caballo did my chest plate. It was a present from my homeboy Crow, the RBL, Rebels Before Locals, just doing life in prison. We were on the Yarda. He was like, hey, bro, I got you on your birthday, going to the compa. I went back into the building, into the gym. I was gym living at that time. And the homeboy came up to me. He was an older cat. And he was like, hey, the homeboy paid me to do your whole chest plate for your birthday. I said, that's righteous, right? Bam. And I got my whole chest plate done. It was crazy because the homeboy was a lifer, but he had juice there. He had money. He had action. And he paid for it. And I got my whole chest plate done. And I was happy for that. Good work, you know. And I got the theme that I went with on my chest is demons and hyenas blowing money all over my chest. You know what I mean? Because if you should lose me, oh yeah. I don't know why I sang that. It just came into my head. Bang, bang. But tattoos, like I said, tattoos were everywhere in prison. And these are some of the reasons I got mine. Now, everything was themed or everything had a reason behind it. You know, I decided on this one, I would get demons all on my arm, and this one I would get clowns and hyenas, right? The tracks of my tears, right? Reason I got hyenas all down this arm is so everybody was getting them, and the homeboy was good at doing them. Nah, but for the most part, man, it was everything I was missing out on. You know, I was missing out all the fun and games. You know, all the fun and games, growing up as a youth and being incarcerated the whole time, and then going to become a young man and being incarcerated also and being locked up. I missed all that. I missed the teenage years. I missed the youth. I missed the parties, the house parties, a lot of that, you know. And that wasn't anyone else's fault. That was my own fault for missing that shit. But I missed it, right? And by missing it, I went and got the symbolization all tattooed on my arm, you know. You know, I'm missing the fun and games, basically. And on this one was the demons, because these were the progressions of my mind. The demons in my mind got me tripping, right? So I got demons all tattooed down this in my mind, because at that time, man, I was really conflicted with myself. I didn't know if I was going to do life in prison, if I wanted to even do life in prison and continue to be a gang member and do my thing, or if I wanted to get out and be a family man and do good. So I didn't even have a family yet. You know what I mean? I already had plans and I didn't have a bitch yet. You know what I mean? To go make those plans happen. Spence on the tira if you're a hyena. And I said, bitch, it just be like that sometimes. No disrespect. But this is how I felt. And then, of course, on my chest, man, of course, all men, for the love of money, you would kill your own brother. Right? Orale, OJs. Everyone loves money, man. So I got hyenas blowing money all over my chest to show my two loves. You know, I'm loving hyenas and money, right? At that time, I was young, I was dumb, and I was full of gun. I was just, I was ready. So this is how I was. Everything had symbolization to it. People ask me, Gun, what do you have on your back? Zero, nada. I have nothing on my back. It's a blank canvas that I've always kept open. Always kept it open. Because I'm waiting for that one tattoo artist that could just get down, and I'm gonna have him do my whole back, and I got ideas for that. And that's gonna be its own theme in itself. Now, of course, on my stomach, I had Merced with the Huelga bird about this big, fully shaded in. And I decided to get the word raza real big. The meaning behind that is the symbolization of my growing, you know, my growth. My growth from having a one-track mind, for being on one side. And I still got love for the Norte. I'm always going to have love for the Norteño cause. I'm always going to have love for the gente and the raza, whether they have love for me or not. I do. But I got love for all people now. You know, and that's what I rock with. I rock with the raza, you know, not necessarily group segments and group factions and showing love of one over the other, but all raza in general, man. I love the makeup of the brown people, and that's just what it's always going to be like with me. I have to continue with that because that's a true belief of mine. So that's where that goes with it. Of course, on my neck, I got Heine's name. I had Heine's name right here. You know, I mean, I covered it up. Bang, bang, don't ever tell my baby mama. She'll be mad. And then, that was back in the days. And then, of course, I got the other baby mama name right here. And then I got my daughter's names and you know, a few little things, Cadillac symbols, you know what I mean? Because you fucking with me, you fucking with luxury. You know, there was just a lot of things. I got Cadillac symbols on my ears. A lot of it has no rhyme or reason. I thought it looked cool. And at that time, looking cool was being cool. And that's why I got it on my head. I got the Virgin right here, the Virgin Mary on my head. And that's because as I got older, as I became wiser, I dedicated myself to indoctrinating myself and educating myself into the word, right? Into higher powers and things of that nature. Of course, always being Catholic, growing up from being a Catholic as a youth, baptized, things of that nature. At the end of the day, I always knew where I rocked, and I got to show love to the mother. That's what it is. Back in my head, real big, I got DEL. That's another story for another day. I think tomorrow I'll tell it. You know, I'm going to talk about how I got shot in the back of the head in 1997, 98. It was late 97, right into 98. I got shot in the back of the head. And so it fucked my whole tattoo up. But I had DEL, dead end locals, real big on the back of my head, probably about this big. And now it says DEL, right? You know, because it fucked my head up. I got shot. But these are some of the tattoos that I got. Now, the reasons I got them was just like every other person's reasons for prison. You know, sometimes you have a loving memory and you have a real true meaning behind it. You know, someone in your family passes, or maybe a portrait of your mother, your grandmother, because, you know, the love was there. But for the most part, it's either gang related, because you want to show off your body, you want to show your pride for your hood, you want to show off where you come from, Vato, or you just do it just to do it. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. You're just like beep, bida boop, bida boop, right? Just fucking whatever. It's like, what do you want right here? I don't give a fuck, Holmes. You can put the Wicked Witch flying right here with the Munchkin dancing right here and Dorothy in the back going, oh yes, I'm a lollipop. You can do whatever. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Puto, fuck it. Just do it. What are you going to get on your back? It's a back, you know, right back to the future. Fuck it. Great Scots, you know what I mean? Whatever, get the Doc looking all fucking bongo and get fucking Marty looking all fucking, you know what I mean? Like you don't know what he's thinking about. Whatever you want to put, I don't care. What this is, you can put Teen Wolf over my eye. Just give me a keg of beer. I don't give a fuck. People get tattoos, they get whatever they want just because they want to get them and they want to look cool. They think it makes them look better. Of course, some of the hardest individuals that I ever ran into don't have a single tattoo on their body or have very minimal. You know, they didn't have time for that bullshit. They were too busy doing time in the oil for that nonsense. But of course, in prison, there's a lot of boredom. You get a lot of time, so you get a lot of tattoos. And not necessarily prison. Let's not make this totally about prison. That's my life. That's what I did. That's why I talk about tattoos in there, because that's where I got most of them. But nowadays, man, there's a lot of people getting tattoos sleeved down on the gaius. Okay, and I see a lot of the traditional Japanese art, photorealism, different tattoos. But when people get all these prison-style tattoos on them and they never been anywhere, it's at that exact moment I know something's wrong. When you want to look the part, but you don't want to be the part, well, now there's a problem there. Houston, that's blowing. We have a problem. Okay, we have a serious problem. You know, what's the problem, gun? Menudo's the fucking problem. It doesn't taste good like it should today. And I'm going to tell you why. People getting tattoos on their body that have that prison, and you can tell someone that's been in prison, that has that old school, that black and gray, that old school, just all fucked up, you know, type work. You know what I mean? It's firme, but it has that, it could have been better look. You know, if Fato's been in the pinta, some are a little bit better than others, their work, you know, depending on where you get tattoos. And who does them, I ain't gonna lie. The Southsiders' hands are fucking immaculate. These Vatos know how to tattoo. Like they were born with the tattoo gun. Just getting down, handling their business right from the gate. Norteños, there are some that can get down. There's Vatos from every group faction that can get down. I'm just saying, for the most part, most of the Vatos that I ran into that fucking, their work, I was like, damn, I wish I was a Sureño at this point in time, just so I could get a tattoo, then I'll go back to being Norte. Right. That's how good they were. They fucking, you know, they got down. They just got down. But people nowadays, they're getting tattoos meant to look like they've been in prison. They're getting prison bars on them. And you know, every old school motherfucker has the prison bars. You know, I got the lock with the prison bars right there. That's old school shit, prison bars. A lot of these things, we didn't just come up with. These patterns, we didn't just think of in our mind. This is shit that's been going on for a long time before us. It's going to go on after us. And that's what it is. Remember, this is the word for the day. Okay, it's cool to get tattoos. It's cool to grow up and want them and get them. Get nice work if you're going to get some. And I say go choose the right tattoo artist and get nice work and have meaning behind it. Don't just get it because fucking your homeboy got a tattoo and you need to show off and Sasuke, you're going to get fucking only God can judge me now like Tupac. Nah, fuck all that. Get something that really means something to you. There's got to be reasoning behind it. There's got to be reasons behind these tattoos. And really go, you know, just take your time. The shit ain't going nowhere. It's always going to be there. And find the right tattoo artist. Find someone that's going to really get down with you and someone that's going to really handle his business, someone that's fully dedicated to his craft and that's going to make it happen. That way you have good, beautiful workmen to walk around. Now, as far as workplace, of course, you don't want to keep it on the, keep it below the neckline, keep it below the face line. On the head, so as long as you can wear a hat, then it's just like that, bang, bang. But if not for work, then don't do that, man. Don't let anything hinder your life, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect you, your self-esteem later on down the line, and your familia, man. And you're going to go through hardships because of it. They're not going to want to rent you an apartment, because you got a tattoo on your earlobe that says, you know what I mean? Be smart. Study harder, homie, so you don't have, is it like that? No, work better. No, I don't even know what I was saying. But at the end of the day, just don't get tattoos on your earlobes and be a baboso like me, because it's a lot of hardships that come with it. Anyways, at the end of the day, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, if you want to go get tattoos, go get tattoos. Like I said, just don't let it hinder what you got going on for your familia and for the raza, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Now, there's a lot of vatos that are out there all tatted down. True Chicanos, true Cholos. They got the Choloism, the Chicanoism, and it's just our look, man. And forever forward, we're going to continue with our traditions, and there ain't a damn thing wrong with it. If anyone tries to tell you something's wrong with it or look at you funny, just sock them in the face. That's good. Just make sure that no one's watching or there's no cameras so you don't go to jail. Bang, bang. And in that fashion, the gun, I'm tatted down.